Podcast Hop Smell Show is hot.
String, no love, for love.
For love. And this is our M3 edition,
Yes.
part 2.
Yeah,
I guess
this is our weekend summary,
And
weekend breakdown, whatever you want to call it.
guess we can do a weekend summary of the weather.
Sucked,
Yes.
sucked again.
And
Cold, but okay.
third day.
Yeah, third day was the best day we had, and it actually, I think I saw the sun trying to peek through that little spot of the clouds there. It was a little break, and I saw a little sunshine beaming down from it for about 5 minutes maybe, and
When
then
you
I think it clouded back up.
There was a blue. I saw a little bit of blue.
Yeah.
You brought that to my attention
Yep.
Sunday, some point in time.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Friday was pretty much rain the whole way down to, or up to, I guess, to the venue, and then it wasn't too bad Friday night weather-wise, as far as temperature-wise anyway. But Saturday, man, it was cold.
And the
it was
ride
just
down.
rain. Yeah,
Ride down was crap.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some bad rain to ride in.
yeah. Well, it's like GFM show. We had the snow and sleet, so why not have the next one be all crappy weather? So, and actually tonight we should have been going to see the warning, but that show got canceled. So, and we actually had some decent weather today, so we could have drove in some decent weather, but oh well.
So what we did, I mowed.
Yeah, life happens. So anyway,
So I guess usually our typical thing is we leave usually around what, noon?
somewhere around in there, depending on what sleep schedule we're on
Yeah.
because of work and whatnot. And we gotta get a little rest in, but.
And it seems like we went to the mall, they're close to the pavilion, and we'll get something to eat. String spent way more on his food than I did,
But it was good.
but it don't really matter.
Yeah.
We got some food on our bellies, which is probably a good thing.
Yep.
We always seems like we always meet somebody at the mall that's going to the show and just cool
Because
people
we
to
got
talk to.
good shirts on and
Battle
somebody,
coats
yeah,
and-
whatever's on, and somebody will see something, they'll come up and just, because a lot of people that are going to the show are actually over there, because there's like, the mall, they always have the
Yes.
food court, so there's like, there's probably 15 different places to eat in there, so it's a pretty good sized mall, but, so yeah, so somebody's always hanging out in there, getting ready to go to the show, because Friday is always a little later start
Yeah,
than
it's
like
always the
Saturday and
evening.
Sunday, so.
Yeah, you could tell it's a older people's festival, I guess. Well, not older people,
Yeah, 'cause we're all
but
hanging out the mall.
like, working people, I guess.
Yeah.
And we met, I think his name was Dan.
Yeah,
And his wife.
Yeah, I can't. I'm bad with names.
They were
so.
from what, Minnesota, Minneapolis, somewhere.
He said it was a little bit, somewhere about a half hour outside of Green Bay.
Yeah, that's right. He did
I
say something.
remember him saying that.
And they were really cool. And they go, the way I took it, they go to a lot of shows. And he's really, I saw him on the M3 group on Facebook. He's been pretty active. I've seen him post stuff because he friend requested me on Facebook, so we've got that connection now.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
And so we went on in, found our seats, braved the rain, and we had ponchos and
Raincoats and
Yeah.
I didn't wear quite enough clothing underneath, but I could have used a little bit of a long sleeve shirt or something with a little bit more warmth to it, but it wasn't near as cold as Saturday was anyway.
when I took all these cool shirts I was going to eat my patch chili dogs. I didn't get to,
yeah.
nobody saw
Nobody
anything.
would have saw it anyway because of the raincoats and
I mean, I got to wear-
sweatshirts and whatever else we had on, but
So I guess we'll just go through the lineup and talk a little bit about each band, what we thought of them.
yeah, we can do that. So we'll start with Count 77.
Yeah.
I think as soon as we got to, I think they started playing about right at the
Yeah.
time we got to our seats. And actually, I think we were talking to somebody. Was it Youth Gone
Yeah,
Wild?
Youth Gone Wild.
Yeah, we caught up with them right
Yeah.
as soon as we got there, which is kind of unusual because the last time we went, we didn't see
It
them
was
till
like
like
the very
that
end
night.
of Friday.
Yeah, so, but yeah, Count 77, they sounded really, really good. They had more of a kind of a 70s kind of sound in their music, but I don't think they played any cover songs. I think everything they did was all originals. And I enjoyed everything that they played. I thought everything sounded really good.
And I'm sure a lot of people know, but in case you don't know, it's Danny Coker from
Counts Customs.
Yeah, Counting Cars from History Channel. Yeah, from Counts Customs out in Las Vegas. And he's got a club out there too. He's Vamps, where there's some of the bands that you would see on this bill of
Play
the
there.
festival play at his club. But then we saw Doro, which is this the first time she had been? Well, a lot of them was the first time they had played for a while.
For a while. I'm not sure because I didn't come onto the M3 scene. I think you went to one before I did.
Yeah, me and Hayden went to one, but we just went a Saturday one year.
All right, well, but I don't know. Maybe Doro has played there before, but I don't know when if she had.
She could have played 1 through 9 because this was 13 and we've been to 3 in the last 3.
Yeah. So I don't know a whole lot of her stuff.
I am.
Yeah, they played that song and maybe one other song I recognize, but I'm not real familiar with a lot of her stuff. But I think she sounded pretty good. I think her vocals were a little bit muddier than everybody else's through the whole weekend, really. And I don't know if that was just because how their sound guy did their.
Well,
her
she's got
vocals or
such a
what.
strong accent.
Yeah.
That when she talked, you really had to be dialed in. Plus, she was. It was like, I don't know. It was just like she was muddy and it was really loud. I mean, her vocals were really loud and powerful too.
Yeah, and I think the band sounded really good. Yeah. I just think her vocals were a little bit muddy, but I think I enjoyed her set. I think it sounded good.
And we figured out the drummer was from Brittany Fox, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I can't remember what his name is. It's not Dizzy Dean. That was the singer, but
somebody put it down in the comments section.
I can't remember what it is right now.
Brittany Fox's drummer.
Yeah.
But I'd heard an interview with him, and I think he actually lives over close to where Doro lives. That he's been over there for a while. He's married and they've got a kid together. But I think on that podcast that I'd heard that he's been over there like several years.
Cool. So then we had Lizzie Borden,
which was a treat.
Yes, actually, I was quite impressed. I'm not real familiar with a lot of his stuff either.
Be Against the World.
Yeah, and that was like the only song I recognized. But I tell you what, he brought it.
Yeah.
And if you follow me on YouTube, or if you don't, you can go watch it on mine. And you didn't record. I think you recorded.
I might have recorded Me Against the World, but I can't remember.
Yeah, but I know it's on mine. Shoestring 413 on YouTube. You can look it up if you want. I'm sure there's probably other people out there too, but yeah, I mean, when he came out there, I didn't know a lot of the stuff, but I was like super impressed. I thought he sounded really good. But on my video, somebody posted, that he must have been sick. So I don't know, maybe I missed something. And I thought he sounded really good.
Yeah,
so
I can't imagine.
I don't know what that was about, but
if he was sick, I mean, he didn't. I didn't see it. But I don't have nothing to compare to, but I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And I mean, he brought somewhat of a stage show for No More Room. And the theatrics for what he had to work with. I thought it was pretty good.
He came out and he had one costume on, and then after that song, he went out and he changed masks, but he still kind of had some of his other outfit on.
He had that three-headed, three-faced mask.
But Darren had asked me at work, I guess it was Monday, or no, Tuesday morning when we were leaving, he had asked me what I thought of him, and I was like, "Dang!" I said, "I was really impressed with him." He was like, "Yeah." He said, "I saw some footage from him." He was like, "Yeah, he sounded really good." And he said he had seen him before anyway, but yeah, that was quite an impressive set.
And of course, every year, these guys will never let you down.
Nope.
Never. Well, I forgot we got fireworks.
Oh yeah,
right before
we had the fireworks.
It was pretty decent.
Yeah. We were kind of sitting in a little bit, so we couldn't see all of it.
And it was rainy too, so.
Yeah. But so that was pretty cool. That was the only night that did the fireworks. So.
And Jimmy was back. That's cool to see.
Yep.
Drummer, because I guess he's back from rehab from. I think he had a mild heart attack. So. And then, I guess we ended Friday night like we always do. Kicks brought down the house.
Yep.
And
sounded good. Had a great set. Steve informed me, everybody, that he drives a Subaru,
And he
just
wears
like this guy right here.
He wears reader
And he
glasses.
wears reader glasses, and they're good for seeing and making things bigger. Just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you know Steve, you pretty much figure all that out.
I don't think we either one of us recorded that part of it.
No.
I think-
Well, nobody who ever thought he was
that was
gonna-
kind of a different part of the set that we haven't heard before.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was pretty fun.
And
So-
guess we went back to our place, had checkers.
Yeah, we had some checkers for our midnight snack, I guess you could say, and hit the bed and got back up the next day. Got a little breakfast at the hotel.
Then we
Fought the rain getting back to. Oh, then I found out that that Friday night I forgot my toothbrush, and I had to go get that. So Saturday morning I got up, I had to go to across the street and get my feet soaked from the rain, and get me a toothbrush, and then take care of my own teeth there.
And then we did some pre-gaming.
Yeah, did a little pregame and
All
after
three
breakfast.
shows, all 3 days actually.
Yeah, yeah. But, so we had a little bit of an upset of the bands because Extreme had to kind of bounce themselves off. A couple guys got COVID
I think
and
on the road crew.
yeah, some, I don't know if it was band and road crew or mostly road crew or whatever, but they decided to go ahead and jump off the bill and ended up, Enough's Enough got last minute, got brought in. I guess good old Chip, he
put something
saved the
together.
day, and he ended up playing first, and then it pushed all the other bands up a little bit, but we got there. We got to hear a little bit. I think we got most of his set.
Yeah, we heard what Fly High Michelle
Yeah.
and
New Thing.
New Thing.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, he played probably about 4, 5, 6 songs, something like that.
And they sound
Yeah, they did sound good. They really did. Yeah, then after that, we had Lily and Axe. And it seems like I don't remember getting to see them, or maybe we caught just a little bit of them. I don't know if we went.
I don't
We
remember
were probably
seeing
talking
them
to
either.
somebody during that time because we
We might
did
have
walk
walked
around a little
around.
bit, and so I don't remember. I don't remember even catching any of them, honestly.
But we did like the this or that with one guy. He was talking about how good they sounded.
Yeah, yeah,
And because he was big into it. He said they sounded really good.
yeah. So then we had one of our highlights of the day, and that was Vane.
Yeah.
And they just always, they're like kicks. First time I've seen them, it was like, it just floored me how good they sound. And especially with Davey running around like he does all the time, and he don't get winded. All the songs sound tight, and they didn't disappoint this year either, so.
Crappy weather, still wearing
yeah,
no shoes.
Yeah, running around with no shoes, no socks, nothing, just
Yeah.
bringing it, being the man.
They did probably about a half-hour set. They sounded
Yeah,
really good.
yeah.
I thought so.
So then we had Heaven's Edge, and I don't remember. I think they had like one song or 2 songs maybe.
Skin to Skin, I know was a big song for them. And I'm guessing this song, Ted Poley come out and sang.
Yeah, he came
From
out. I
Danger
forgot about
Danger.
that. Yeah, he came out and sang a song, but
And they did, that song they sounded really good, I thought, for the couple songs I did.
yeah. Well, and they sounded good, even though I didn't know much of their stuff, but they did sound good. I was really impressed how well they sounded. But yeah, they didn't disappoint me either. Because after that, Tony Harnell, which I'm not a big TNT fan, so I mean, he sounded great.
Yeah.
His vocals are top notch. I mean, he
But
was
Will-
no slouch.
Yeah, I mean, he could probably literally not even sound a bad, but he might literally be able to break glass.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he could hit some highs. It reminded me of the dude from Steelheart. I mean, I put him up there, the same register.
And he played all TNT stuff, didn't he?
He might have played maybe a solo song or 2, but then he got an award.
Yeah, he's in the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame, I think it was.
Yeah, they gave him his award
Yeah.
during his set, which I thought was really cool.
Mhm.
That was a perfect place to give him that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they had that booth set up there on the hill, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, he sounded really good. I didn't know a whole lot of it.
Yeah, this-
because I just don't care for
10,000 Maniacs, I think.
Yeah, they
We
did play
knew
that
that,
one, yeah, I
and
knew
that
that one.
sounded really good.
Yeah.
And then on to,
Your man.
which I will always say, yeah, I've always been a huge rap fan.
Yeah.
I mean,
He-
just and they've got U.S. String. When they play, they've got the catalog. There's no hit after hit.
Yeah, there was no slacking in songs to pick from.
And I'm hoping when I'm not gonna, I don't know, I'm not gonna, I'm guessing Stephen Piercy is mid-60s, late 60s. And I'm hoping I look that damn cool when I'm that age. Because, I mean, he's still got a rock and roll look to him.
Oh yeah, and honestly, we'd seen him in the past at M3, and just
Yeah.
was very disappointed in just his vocal quality.
I meant to
And-
tell you, this is, and we was talking about the chops and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
how we didn't feel like it was up to par with like
No.
Warren DeMartini. But he got the guitar player and maybe the bass player in one day. Because his other two guys got sick or something. I just
Oh.
read that today.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was like, well, I was like,
Well, yeah,
that
'cause it-
changes it a lot.
Yeah, because we noted that it just seemed like, especially the first two songs,
Yeah.
probably the first song definitely, and it probably got a little better, but it seemed like it was a little off, like they weren't,
Like they hadn't played.
like they hadn't played together for a while or something.
So I
like
guess
that.
it really they
And
hadn't
yeah,
with it
so
all
I guess
in.
those guys, they just last second had to get out there and figure out those songs so they could play them. But if that's the case, then
Yeah.
I think they did
I-
a good job on as far as, because it got better as the
Yeah.
set went on. But
And after I heard that, I was like, actually, it wasn't bad.
no, I wasn't disappointed as I had been previously from his
We had
performances.
almost the whole original lineup that
Yeah,
time.
yeah, and it was more his vocals is what got us
Yeah.
on that one. But he sounded better than previous times, but there was times that you could tell he kind of struggled a little bit more, so
Yeah.
he kind of cut himself off on part of that. So, but
I
all
mean,
in all,
that's
I
gonna
wasn't
happen.
disappointed, and it was actually a lot better and made, because we were going into it thinking it was going to suck.
Yeah, and
So,
you get
it was
to-
a lot better than what
And
we
there is
expected.
some truth, to these, what they call heritage acts. It is fun to be in a live atmosphere and you just belt the songs out to yourself
Mm-hmm.
because you know them so well. And that's, there's something to that. I'm not big on that like a lot of people are, but
Yeah.
it does make it fun, to hear, One in Man or
Mm-hmm.
Round and Round or.
Yeah.
So then the next band, which was kind of an odd.
Yeah, it didn't really fit the bill, but they sounded good.
Yeah, the hits I knew from Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah,
Burn It, what they did, Burn It For You, Godzilla,
and
Don't Fear the Reaper.
and Don't Fear. And there was another one, I can't remember the title of the song.
Yeah, that was
They
the
played
one thing.
the very end, but it was another big hit. And I was impressed. They
Yeah.
sounded really, really good.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed too.
I didn't care for the one guy that sang as much. He sounded good. I don't know, he had a little weird kind of thing going on with his vocals, but I mean, all in all, it was a great set. All the songs sounded really, really good. They were tight. I mean, so yeah, I enjoyed their set, and I was quite impressed with them. So
Yeah, I didn't know how they was going to be in the bill, but they come out all right, and I think
yeah,
everybody
I think the
enjoyed
fans
it.
enjoyed it. Yeah, I think it ended up being okay in all after it's all said and done.
But the next man stole the show.
Yes, he did.
None other than,
Mr. Tom Kieffer.
yep. And we knew going into it. I mean,
we'd seen him a couple times before, and we know what he's capable of, and he definitely brought it.
Yeah.
And he mentioned at the very early part of this set that was the first time they played in 2 years.
yeah, and you could tell. I mean,
Yeah.
Tom sounded
Yeah, he
phenomenal.
sounded really, really
His
good.
voice was rested, and his guitar playing.
Yeah.
I told him when they did Long Cold Winter, shoot, man, I just wanted his guitar to catch on fire. And it sounded so good.
Well, and I think, early back when we saw Cinderella, he'd always bring out the baby grand piano out
Yeah.
there, and it was really cool to see him play that. And of course, he didn't. I think the last time we seen him, he never actually played piano, a keyboard, or anything, did he?
I think when I saw him, I remember I saw him right before COVID.
Yeah.
I went by myself. Now he played it that night.
But at the last time we saw him,
I don't remember.
I don't think he did that time. I can't remember either. But it seemed like I was kind of like, wow, they never, because he's got his keyboard player anyway, and I think that's why he didn't really need to do that. But they brought it back, but it wasn't the big piano. It was a little smaller, little unit that they could wheel out there. But I was just happy with that because I enjoyed seeing him on the piano, and so actually him and his wife.
They do well. They started out with She took over on "Don't Know What You Got to Tell Someone."
Yeah. So he started playing. I couldn't remember what the song was, but then he got up and started playing his guitar, and then she took over. So that was pretty cool.
And I guess a lot of this stuff is on our channel.
Yes. Well,
and then
yours and mine. This one and mine. Yes.
Yes. So I guess you might as well.
Well, I've plugged it once already, but I'll plug it again. Shoestring 413. Just look it up. You can see a bunch of our stuff that
we've got stuff from TikTok also.
Yeah, and that's Shoestring 413 for me.
Yeah, mine's Hopper 471.
So,
and I'll try it out.
I don't have as much M3 stuff on there, but yeah.
We might have to just go in. I might have to just start including it on the screen. Hopefully it'll be somewhere up there. If it's not, well, we'll get eventually. We're still not only green behind our backs, we're green behind the ears too. But I don't really know. I know Tom brought down the house. Bane, they were the highlights of Saturday, I would say.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They were kind of on. Well, and Heaven's Edge was good. Yeah. I mean, I didn't walk away saying, that was horrible.
And actually,
everybody played.
Going into it, I was not looking forward to seeing Stephen Piercy and BOC. I was kind of like, that would be a good time to go get something to eat. I enjoyed it. It was actually pretty good.
Well, it rained too, so it wasn't like we could do mingling, which might have been a good thing. I mean, they got our time because the weather was shitty.
Yeah. So now we'll go to day 3.
Yeah, because
the last day,
the only rain-free day.
Yeah, and we actually not really tailgated in the parking lot, but we hung out.
Semi-tailgated.
Kind of pregame talked with 2 dudes that parked beside of us, and they were pretty cool. And
they were the ones they were in the very first ones on the video, probably that be before this one.
Yeah.
They were just kind of chill, and we wanted to do a test run, and they were down.
Yeah, he was like, let's do it. So
we actually did. Remember we did the whole video with the hot chicks video. He wanted to do a video.
Yeah. And then he did a video with us, and then he wanted to do another video. So you started that other one, and
that would be a blooper reel there, probably.
Yeah, that would be.
So, but it was all good fun, and
it was fun.
It was kind of cool hanging out and just kind of doing something out of our norm that was still a lot of fun.
Yeah, because that was the first time we parked. We always park in that parking garage. And that was the first time we parked in that lot over there, and since it was nice, it was actually pretty good. So.
Which might be something that we might do again because I think that was because we got to kind of mingle.
Yeah, because everybody else that parks in the parking garage, they get out and they go in, and that's about how it usually ends up. So, but the first band of the day was somebody we really wanted to go check out, and that was Burning Witches. And even Tony said, "Hey, don't miss those ladies because they're going to be probably kick ass." And go ahead.
And what I recorded, because I'm not as familiar with them, so I had to send Fred a sound bite to see what song it was. And he had told me, he said, "Man, them ladies sounded really good." And that's just me fan camming it.
Yeah.
So, and I thought they were really good. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about them, but I would definitely check more of their stuff out.
Yeah, I did 2 songs. I've already posted one, and that's the song "Burning Witches," and that was the last song they played. And I got one other song, and I got to figure out what that song is. But
might have to do me. I just might have to send it to Fred.
I think she says at the very beginning, and then I just got to listen. She's got the accent, so it's kind of hard to make out. But anyway, but that was the first time they've ever played in the U.S., so that was pretty cool. So we got to see the first time they played here in the United States. So
yeah, and so I guess we're assuming we were mingling.
Yeah,
during
so we was
Leatherwells.
doing Leatherwells. We hurry up and ran out to catch the people.
Might have been the youth going wild. We might
No, we got those two older guys, and then that other guy, Jamie, I think was his
from
name.
was
To
somewhere
Boston, somewhere up
up
around
close to
Massachusetts.
Michael Sweet.
Yeah.
He lived close to Michael
Yeah.
Sweet.
So we pretty much missed all of Leatherwolf. We kind of heard them in the background, but and from what I remember hearing in between conversations and stuff, it did sound good. I don't know I don't know any of their stuff, honestly.
Yeah, I know a little bit about them. I mean, but I've got one of their albums, but I couldn't tell you. I mean, I'm sure they've got some stuff that
Oh yeah.
I've heard, but
Anyway, but we didn't really get to catch them, so we were trying to catch up from the rainy days to actually get some
footage,
footage. So
some this or that.
yeah. So from there we went to back to the seats right before Choir Boys played, and so we got to see Choir Boys and Chip ended up. Yeah, because apparently they decided they wanted to fire the original guy in the band, and I guess they needed somebody else to play in the band.
And who knows? Maybe some of the Choir Boys played with Enough Snuff. I mean, we don't know because we didn't actually see Enough Snuff. We just heard them.
Yeah.
And I will say, mad props to Chip because you could tell he loves it,
Oh yeah.
and he's a hard worker.
Oh yeah. He's definitely a music man. I
Yeah.
mean, he's full on, all in it to win it. So.
Yep, and he's still full on rock star too. Still
Oh,
dresses like he has all of his as long as I've known him.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, Choir Boys, they sounded really good. I mean, that was one of my highlights that I wanted to see, and then after I found out that there was a big lineup change and they
And
fired
no
the original singer,
originals.
yeah, it was like nobody from the actual original band is left in the band, which
But-
kind of sucks. But they sounded really good.
And having a different singer, and I don't know if you would have knew it unless
No,
you were
'cause-
really huge into him.
Yeah, because I mean, he still has that English accent.
Yeah.
I mean, so, but anyway, it is what it is. And when they came out and they sounded really good, and I was not disappointed. So then going from there, we had XYZ.
Yeah, and we watched them a little bit, but I think we was mingling.
Yeah, I think we did mingle a little bit during them.
We were trying to make up for lost time
Yes.
because
And I think that might have been, we might have on the tail end of them, went out and caught up with Youth Gone Wild. And I think that's when we went out there and talked to them and hung out with them a little bit. But the little bit that we did hear of XYZ, they sounded good.
and we had heard them probably one or two times before that, and they were really good. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like I don't want to say we was missing out, but we knew they was going to sound good. And
Yeah.
we had bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like I said, making up for lost time. So then Zebra, and you said you didn't remember much of them, but I remember seeing them on the stage and them playing, and they sounded really good, but I don't know anything.
Yeah,
of
I
their
know
stuff.
absolutely nothing.
But I do remember we were back in our seats to watch at least the tail end of it. But they sounded good. I mean,
Yeah, I
they
mean,
were
they
really
didn't.
tight too. I mean,
Never, like I said, there was nobody that I took away, and I'm like, God,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have to be here. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody, like I said, everybody sounded good. So,
then we had the greatest guitar player of all time.
which
Just go ask him.
I've always heard stuff, about him, and really, this is my first exposure to him.
Yeah.
And I've never doubted his guitar playing.
No.
He is a smoking guitarist.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, hands down, he's very.
you
very
know, jokes
talented.
aside, he is ego, and I'm
Oh,
best.
he's a
and
rock
I'm not
star.
afraid to tell
He's-
you.
Yeah, he's a rock star.
But he's got the chops to back it up. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But I'd always heard he puts his band right here, and he's got all this over here, and that's a true story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much how it was. Yeah, because the keyboard player and the bass player, well, that dude that played, I think it was the guy that sang. He was playing keyboards, and then I think he came out with a guitar too. Like
And
he was doing some rhythm stuff.
He might have.
But yeah, they were huddled over here in a little corner, and they were doing their thing, and then Ingve's over here, woo,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And I heard it's like, I don't really know even how to put it because he's so egotistical, but he is a badass on guitar.
Yeah.
And I'll never take that. But then I heard he even skipped out on the VIP, left his whole line of fans
Yeah.
just hanging because he got out of there.
When I think, was it Austin that went over? Or was it James? I always get their names confused, but he's gone wild. Well,
Yeah.
one of them he told us that he went up in.
James the one had a leopard print hat.
All right, yeah, he's the one that went up and was trying to get autographs, and I think he was telling us a little bit about that there was a screw up in the times, and I don't know if that was because of Ingve's part of it that screwed it all up or not. But anyway, so anyway, yeah. I mean, he good. I mean, he's the man.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, yeah, I was not disappointed as far as his playing. I mean, he shreds.
yeah,
But it was kind of funny, you know, because we had did to this or that Nuno or Yingve. Because I mean, I think Nuno's freaking awesome too.
yeah.
And there was no Yingves.
No.
Everybody said Nuno,
Yeah.
which was rich. That spoke volumes right there too.
Mhm. So then we had Striper, and then
We knew
we'd seen them before, and
Yeah. they sounded
they
good.
still sound good.
I mean, I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's the first time I've seen him with Perry from Firehouse. I don't know if that's the first year I'd seen him play with them live. I don't know if he was down there. I know he wasn't when me and Hayden saw him. And I don't remember. No, because me and you saw him.
With the originals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Perry Richardson with him, or was it still Tim Gaines? The time that we saw him before this.
I don't remember. I thought it was all original then, but no, because What's His Face was, I think the last time we saw him.
Had he already switched to Perry then? The guy plays bass.
I think it might have been. I don't know. My memory is not so great.
Well, I know I've seen both. You know, I've seen both, but I couldn't remember. But anyway, that's like another story for another time.
Yeah, but yeah, they sounded really, really good.
Yeah, and we knew going into
Oh,
it.
Michael's voice is. I mean, he's got a phenomenal voice, but he's one of those vocalists that I can only take so much of. I can listen to probably one playthrough of an album, and I'm like, all right, that's too much. But they brought it, and they sounded really, really good.
So, and then we decided to go get food, I guess, after this, because I'm trying to think how all
Well,
this went
I
down.
think you stayed. I think you went earlier. You went and got something before I did, and I think I went and got something to drink.
Maybe that's what it was.
I think went to the bathroom, got something to drink or something, and Skid Row had already started.
Yeah.
Because I missed.
Well, you come in half. Yeah, I'll never forget when you come in.
Yeah, because I could hear them, and they started. I mean, it was just like, holy shit, they're starting with this.
Monkey business.
Yes.
Well, so
And-
let's build up this Skid Row story a little bit. So, if you watched some of our previous stuff,
No, it was not monkey business. It was slave to the grind.
yeah, Slave to Grind. That's what it was.
Yes.
But if y'all remember, a while back we were doing stuff, and I was into this band called Heat, and I talked about them, and I was telling all them, you know, I was a big fan of Heat. Well, I knew Eric had left, the lead singer of Heat, and he got leukemia, I think. Well, he got cured, and I think he was doing some solo stuff. Well, Skid Row got in touch with him because he had somebody showed him some tapes.
Well, he was on like American
Yeah,
Idol.
Swedish American
Yeah.
Idol. And he had won the thing, I think,
I think that's what.
or auditioned with I Remember You or something. So going into this, and we'd watched some fan camp stuff. We've talked about that in some previous. So we knew that this was something
Kid's
special
got
here.
some chops. Kid's got it.
But we watched some Slave the Grind, like I said, String and went and got, I don't know,
I
the
got
drink or
something, and I come back, but I could hear it, and I'm like, holy shit. They started with Slave to the Grind.
He
Like,
come running
wow.
in there, he's like, holy shit. I said, man, I was just getting over it. I was like, holy shit, man, this kid can bring it.
And He didn't stop.
And it was, it was like the whole show.
Yeah.
And I had told him, not only did he bring it, the rest of the guys brought it.
Yeah, I think the band, because the last time we saw them, they had ZP.
Yeah.
And he's a good singer, but he did not fit Skid Row. I don't think he fit that band at all. And it was like,
they just kind of went through
it was
emotions.
just, it was like not that they didn't want to be there, but it was almost like, I don't know, it was just like work.
But this, man, they were running around.
Oh, yeah.
They was like, it was like what Skid Row you would have remembered, the Skid Row you would want to see, we got to see.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of like he said on TikTok video, Sebastian who?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Eric even was out in the crowd with the phones.
Yeah,
and,
he jumped down on the, I don't know what was out there, if it was just a box, one of the boxes for the equipment or what, but he got down on that and it was sitting there. And of course, they got the crowd right in front of him and he was grabbing people's phones and like holding it up and like singing while he was singing, he's there recording himself and then like getting the crowd and then like, the band and stuff, and he would hand the phone back and then get somebody else's phone and doing that. So, I mean, that right there, that engagement to those fans,
oh, yeah.
that's something they're going to remember
And
forever.
that's something I'll remember.
Yeah.
I'll remember, I don't know if me and String didn't talk about this part, but I'm sure he noticed it too. I remember looking around the crowd multiple times while they were playing, and just people were into it. I mean, it had like you had stepped back in time. You're like, holy crap, this is what I've been missing.
Yeah. So, and yeah, the whole set
Yeah, there wasn't
they played,
a sleeper at all.
in a dark room.
Oh my God.
And I told him at the show, I was like, when's the last time they had played that song? I was like, when that album came out, and that's probably it.
I mean,
don't know.
and he talks about cold chills, and I got him a couple times during their set
Yeah.
because it was
They
just
don't.
so on the money.
Yeah, I got him a couple times myself.
So I'm thinking, how in the hell are you going to follow this up? But they done it.
They did it.
Tesla done it.
Yeah. I mean, we'd seen them, I don't know how many times we've seen them now, but it's been several times. And they always sound so good. Jeff's voice is getting a little bit nasally, so he hit all the notes he needs to hit. I mean, he's good.
But going into it, that's the me and String always talk about. We saw three of the bands that weekend that we knew going into it were going to be on the money. That's was Tom, Kicks. Well, they pretty much except for
Vane too. We knew they were going.
Yeah,
because we'd seen them before.
all the headliners we knew were gonna.
Yeah.
They were gonna headline. There was a reason they was headlining. The only one that might have been able to pull it off was Skid Row.
Yeah.
Where but Tesla followed them, and Tesla done what Tesla needed to do, and
Well, even when we thought Extreme was going to be on there, I mean, even them, we knew they were going to.
Yeah.
They were going to bring the house down too.
yeah, Tom would. It'd been rough. Tom would have had his hands. Well, he did, and he done right.
In the end, it sounded,
Yeah, but
He did good.
I guess Tom following Extreme would be like what Tesla had to do following
Yeah,
Skid
yeah,
Row.
I
'Cause
agree.
We've seen Extreme twice, and
Yeah.
they're a force to be reckoned with too.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know. All in all, I had a good time. I wish the weather had been a little bit better.
Yeah, I totally agree with that too. And I think going into it, there was a few bands that I was like, I'm not bothered if I see them or not. If we're off doing something and I miss them, so be it. But I think in the end, like, everybody showed up and played their asses off. It sounded extremely well, and like, I wasn't disappointed. But even with Stephen Piercy, I was not disappointed. I mean, he could have sounded a lot better, but we've seen him sound a lot worse too. So,
And now knowing that it was kind of a last minute with two of the musicians.
yeah, that makes a hell of a difference too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think start to finish, the whole weekend, we had seen other previous M3s where you had some crappy sets within,
Had
and
some
you walk
clunkers
away
and-
with feeling good with maybe 3/4 of the day or the whole weekend, I guess. And I think that all in all, the whole weekend, even though we had crappy weather, but all in all for the bands, it was a really good.
It was
Good
nice to
weekend.
see Count 77 and Burning Witches.
Yes.
I mean, it was something fresh.
Well, and and I know some of these bands have played on there a lot, but like Zebra, I don't know if they played there
Yeah, they might have Blue Oyster Cult.
in Blue Oyster Cult.
But I mean, it's the fresh bands
Yeah,
that, you know.
yeah. And you and I talked about that. I would like to see
I think we talked about that with somebody outside.
Yeah.
In the venue.
having like the Sunday be like all the newer bands, like bring in like the Burning Witches and more of the
Or even like
current
Crazy
younger,
Licks. Or,
yeah, like those kind of bands,
Yeah.
like some of the newer up and coming like style bands, that fit the bill. But I don't want just like anybody.
Yeah, maybe we
Young.
got to go to Sweden.
Well, apparently there's a lot of good stuff coming out.
I
of
think
Sweden,
that's
but,
as far as the hard rock genre, there's a lot of stuff over there. And it's number 3, and
Lucky 13.
man, it's like when you go, it's so much fun anymore.
Yeah.
Every year
Well-
it gets better because we get to know more people, and
Yeah, well, and Grimm, they couldn't make it this year, which it kind of sucked that they couldn't make
Yeah.
it this year because
'Cause I know
that's
they
where
were-
we first met them. Like Youth Gone Wild, we met them there, and now we're meeting more people that.
we had to
have
help
been there.
Shauna find her car. My God.
Yeah, so and we met her there last year, and we met new people this year that I'm sure we'll be back there next year, and we'll probably see them and run into them. And then at the end of the show, Sunday night when we were getting ready to leave, that dude came up to us.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't remember if he even told us what his name was.
I don't think he did.
But he's like, "Hey man, are you all Hops Metal Show?"
Yeah,
That's
that
like
was-
the first time anybody's ever came up
Yeah.
to us and asked us that. But that was really cool. He came up and
Yeah.
apparently we met up at the Richmond
Steel
Panther
Panther.
show, and so I hooked him up with a sticker and a guitar pick, and
And then we had that dude
was
set
pretty
up
cool.
a couple rows in front of us that will probably
yeah.
big music fan. Because you even asked him if he's
That dude had, he had Dirty Looks on his shirt the first night, and he had a
Oh,
Rocks Gang shirt on the second night, and who was his shirt the Sunday?
damn it.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was more the not really underground,
Yeah, but it was
you-
like just
you
like
had to be
Dirty
a
Looks,
hardcore
yeah, and
music
then Rocks
fan.
Gang. I've never seen anybody wear a Rocks Gang shirt. Period. So
And-
the fact that he had that shirt out, that was impressive.
Yeah, because when you go there, you talk to people that really know their music.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're there the same reason and they'll talk. You can talk about bands that you normally can talk to everybody about.
Well, it's
you
like
know,
the-
stuff
the-
like Rocks Gang or
This or that questions.
Yeah.
And the two older guys that we talked to, we just randomly started talking to them because of their coats and some of the
we
patches.
had the
they-
rods.
Yeah, I think he
Because
did.
somebody commented on one of the videos that said there was a dude, your record collection.
Yeah, yeah.
And what a dude,
and that
he
was off
said,
of the, yeah.
there was a guy there that had a rods patch.
Yeah.
And that's the guy
Well,
we
we're
ended up
thinking it
talking
was
to.
him,
I
but
think
yeah.
it was him.
But it was just everybody there is always cool. And we didn't get to see the guy from North Carolina that we met there before too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've met a lot of cool people, and it's like that's kind of the highlight of the weekend too, except for the crappy weather kind of broke that down this year. But just going and meeting
Yeah.
people and
Because you're all there for the same
reuniting,
reason.
yeah, and reuniting. Oh man, how y'all been?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So it's really cool.
Because, I mean, Youth Gone Wild, that's like a highlight for, I think,
Mm-hmm.
them as much as us. Because we'll talk briefly over the year, but then when it starts getting closer, you start getting excited because you know this is going to happen. And
Well, and it's like that dude, he came from up in Massachusetts. Youth Gone Wild's coming from Buffalo. And then Grimm, they usually come from Rochester. And then the one dude was from Pittsburgh. And then,
when that guy we talked to in the mall, I mean, he was out.
yeah, he was up around Green Bay.
Yeah.
And then the dude, somebody else that drove a good while, and I can't remember what state they were from. But we saw license plates for
Yeah.
all over the place. So I mean, people are coming from all over the place for a cool ass show mainly, but
Cool weekend.
yeah, and it's a great weekend most of the time if the weather.
Well, besides the weather, it was a success.
Yeah, even with that, it was a really good weekend. So all in all, we had a great time. So
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, y'all to come out. Then I mean, if you've ever been thinking about
Yeah,
doing it,
thinking about it, I highly suggest it. And even if if you're close and you only want to make it one day, it's worth going and checking out. I mean, you can buy single day tickets, you can buy all weekend. So
yeah. And it's
if you
almost
come, let
it
us
is.
know, and we'll try to hook up with you.
Yeah. Hopefully we got some more. Hopefully this or that's. We got some more and get out a couple more, a
Well-
little bit more next time than we did this time.
I don't remember what that dude's name was, but he knew Youth Gone Wild. He was that guy and that girl was over
Oh,
there talking
yeah,
to us.
yeah.
He gave us those guitar picks.
Yeah.
I think that's something that a lot of people do that we hadn't really.
That we were out of
didn't-
that loop.
Yeah, we didn't know a lot about. But that one husband and wife, they had picks made up. The one dude gave us a pick, the mayor.
Yeah.
And then the one dude, he gave us a pick, and that I was just talking about, the Youth Gone Wild guys knew. And then I think his name was Jamie, the other dude that we talked to for the This or That's, he had the little Simpsons guy
Yeah.
on his. It was a Simpsons version of himself.
And that's all come about because of Sean. I mean,
So-
Sean bought us some picks, and I was
Yeah.
like, so we stumbled onto something that
Yeah, so
everybody
we was
else is
handing out
doing.
picks and getting picks in return. So I've got an idea. I think I'm gonna try to incorporate those on my battle code. So
Oh, that'd be cool.
yeah, so I'm gonna try to work that because that one, the wife of that couple, she had like a bowler's hat or whatever you want to call that hat, but she had guitar picks all around her hat. And
Oh, that's
that's
neat.
the only reason. That's how I met them. I went up and I was like, hey, I just want to say I like your hat because you got all these guitar picks, and then we just started sparking up a conversation. It's just like Grim, that vein patch.
Yeah.
I sparked a conversation because of that vein patch, and look,
Yeah, and
all
that
these years later.
created a friendship.
Yeah.
Hey, and congratulations on your third year.
Yeah.
I seen it
Happy
today on
birthday.
Facebook on your podcast. So y'all are doing a good job.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool because we all got started. Y'all were a little bit ahead of us,
Yeah.
and how far both of us have come. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, we've drug this out long
Yeah.
enough. We need to wrap her up, but hope this was entertaining.
Yeah.
Definitely go check out the this or that questions from M3 because we definitely want to do some more of those, and I suggest you try to make it next year.
Yep. All right, you want to roll on out of here?
Let's do it. Love's not here, but love, hate.
Stay safe, stay strong.
So you
Till
got
next time.